What's going on, everybody? This is Smitty here, and I'm doing this video to hopefully restore some logic and some common sense to what some people's thought processes may be. I honestly don't know, but some of the thought processes of some people are really off the track. And I want to put some realistic things in perspective here. First off, here I have this video that I had done a little over a month ago. End of a legacy in 2K Sports, end of a legacy in sports gaming, as you see here. I guess some people were honestly hurt by the fact that they seen this title come across their screen and it came from me. So, well, let's see if you paid attention to the video at all, you would have, number one, noticed that some of the things I referenced to were from this article that came from direct communication with Take-Two Interactive that speaks about this in the article. And also, if you did pay attention, you would have clearly understood that I said that 2K Sports needs to get back to solely making football and basketball games, because those were their breadwinners for their company. And I also hope that 2K made another football game and they would do a collaboration with Natural Motion. But the reason why I question this is because if you look at 2K Sports, the only game that's keeping them afloat, which is stated in this article here, the only game that's keeping them afloat right now is NBA 2K. They only turned a positive profit last year because of 2K basketball, not because of baseball, which they're officially done with now. So they're done with baseball, they're done with college hoops, they don't make college football, you know what I'm saying, and hockey got put out because they just got outperformed by EA. They do a tennis game once every 2-3 years, and then they tried boxing and that game epically failed. But like I said, we want them to bring back football, despite the fact it didn't sell well. But that game was only half of a complete game. You only had a season mode where you had no trades, no free agent signing. You had no transactions. You just had your team, played your games, played your playoff, won, and then that was it. And then you could go online and do the exact same thing, but that was it. You had no other depth outside of that. So, and plus it was mispromoted. Like I've stated in the past, they focused more on promoting hip-hop than promoting the game. But despite all of that, 2K is still the best football game out there on the market. Now it's said. Now, some people needed to honestly hear that, because they forgot the fact that despite the many videos done on our individual channels and the many videos done on the Sim Standard channel, some way, somehow, they forgot that we said that All Pro Football is the best football game out. So, but anyways, moving forward from there. Now, look. Now, okay, this is from when I was at Community Day. First day before I even went, I was there 3 days to play the game in the studio and did a short video. Now, funny thing is, the spammer crowd that has all these negative things to say, where were they at? I didn't see Put 'em in the Game coming through with his cursing antics. I didn't see this TSRBB guy or whatever. I didn't see any of these guys. Like, they were nowhere to be found on this video with any suggestions. I said, I'm down there going to the studio to help tune the game before the game releases. So, like, where were you at? I mean, you see Keith 9842, Dave 10 Eagle, 2K Sim Generation, T-Mac Man 0418, you know what I'm saying? Duke Dog 8448, like guys like that, you know, DJ 81 and Sports Prodigy 6. All of those guys had input to give, because they want a quality game. But where are these other people? Where's J Music? Where was he at with his comments? I guess coincidentally, for those 3 days we were down there Community Day, they just took off. They weren't at their computers, I guess, for those days. But either way it goes, it doesn't matter. We were there. the opportunity to say something was there, had absolutely nothing to say. So no kind of input to give. Now, moving forward here. Now look at this. You have NFL 2K12. This is a video uploaded by SimFBall Critic on Sim Standard, March 26, 2011. Now, you see the likes and the dislikes. 262 likes, 248 dislikes. 299,188 views. Because people honestly thought this was a brand new game slated to release from 2K Sports, NFL 2K12. Clearly that wasn't the case, but a lot of people misread that, and that's why all the dislikes. But clearly SimFBall did say this was from Race Sports, BB Highlights, and the crew. Now, you see this, okay? Now this is where the clarity is going to come in, and you got to make some logic with it now. Okay, you see this game here. We're all out now. Clearly, off of this is a clear indicator that the community does want another 2K football game to drop. Clearly, you know. So, moving from this, now that was on March 2011. This was a video that I had posted from a petition that was sent to us by PM from San Antonio Corky, a guy who, you know, he was once subscribed to the Sim Standard, but now he speaks negative in regards of us, and that's fine. That's, you know, you're entitled to do what you want. That's perfectly fine. But nevertheless, he came to us with this petition, and he wanted us to promote it, and we did. Now, link's still there, still active. 2,730 views. Okay, this was done July 11th, 2011. Now, let's move forward from there to this year. This is April 11th, 2012. Okay, several months later. Now, this is a video I did. It said why 2K football won't return despite community efforts. And I mean, you know, like I said, listen to it if you haven't listened to it. But I was just speaking from a realistic standpoint in that video. And as you look here, once again, the link is in the petition, excuse me, link is in the description. And like I said, despite all the negativity from Corky, I care less about that. It's about the community. That's what it's supposed to be about. Not attacking the Sim Standard, not attacking like-minded individuals that feel differently than you do. It's about the community. That's what it's supposed to be about, right? Okay. Now, as you can see, 4,673 views. Okay. Now, with those views, and I clearly made reference of the petition in this video. Now, with that being said, why is it that there are only 492 signatures here? Now, one of the reasons I can't speak now. One reason is because, you know, I've seen people send a decent number on a few comments at least, say that, you know, they try signing the petition but it won't work. Now, if you try signing it through Internet Explorer, it should work. At least from that's what I've heard, that it works through there. When I initially had signed it, I think I was using Internet Explorer and it worked with no problem as well. Or I use it through Google Chrome like I'm using now here, and it worked. So I don't know what happened with the functionality, but if you do try using it through Internet Explorer, you should be able to sign it without a problem. But that's one thing right there. But I know that's not keeping thousands of people back. But this is my thing. Why is it that there's 492 here when you had 4,673 people view this video? You had 2,730 people view this video. Now, let alone the 299,188 that you have here. Why is it that guys like San Antonio Corky and the J Musics, and to put them in the games, and guys that are like-minded in that sense, why aren't you guys doing anything to get people from this number to sign that? Or from this number? Or from that number? Why aren't you? Instead, you're making videos attacking the Sim Standard and trying to attack our integrity. Clearly, it ain't translating the signatures on the petition to send, to get a reasonable number to send to Take-Two Interactive and actually get a new game out of those guys, possibly. So, I mean, it just seems to me, when you want to sit here and blame the Sim Standard or any of the individuals from the group or whatever, and think that's going to make EA make a better game, or that's going to make 2K make a better game, or whatever, or that's going to make people get in line and conform, think about this, because this is pretty much what is going hand in hand with these type of videos. That's like saying, if you take your car to the repair shop to fix whatever issue, I don't know, you got a ding, you got a messed up bumper, whatever, but you take your car to the repair shop, you pay your money, they say it's fixed, you go home, the very next day the exact same problem you had reoccurs. You take it back up to the I'm like instead of you taking it back to the auto shop, you're going to get on your computer and blame the Sim Standard as to why your car broke down again. I'm like, that's the kind of logic that's being used. That's the kind of ill logic that's being used in these situations. You're blaming us for somebody else's action or lack thereof. Does that make logical sense? No, it doesn't. Get this number up. You can't even, I'm like, you know what? You can't even get this many people online to play All Pro Football. I could go online right now. I'd be lucky if I'll take that 2,700 off. I'd be lucky if there's 30 people online right now. And I've been pressing for years for people to get on All Pro Football when the game was more recently released. You know what I'm saying? So, see, some people need to take notice from BB Highlights and Race Sports and what they did. They didn't come out making videos about people. They didn't come out here talking smack about individuals. They didn't do any of that. They just kept their nose to the grind, worked on their roster, did their preview videos, dropped it. That's it. I respect that. I respect somebody who has a goal, does what they need to do to achieve it, and that's it. They didn't come out here to diss anybody, to throw anybody's name in the mud, to try and take down somebody's integrity or anything like that, or say, oh, they fell off and all that. Like, no, they didn't do any of that. They tried with their first roster. It fell through with the 2K12 effort. They took their bumps and bruises and they regathered themselves and they went ahead and made it happen with the 2K13 effort. That's it. They didn't come out talking smack and doing this, that. They didn't do all that. They took care of business, and that's it. That's exactly what we're trying to do on the Sim Standard. Take care of business accordingly. We trying to get, we want a solid game, but at the same time, you guys can speak up for yourselves. If you waiting on us to get this number up, no, it takes a community to turn this into that and beyond. Okay? If you want to get this number up, press this. Don't sit back and just say, oh, well, Sim Standard didn't do it, and I can't do it because I only have 5 subs. That's a lie. There are people that do Madden Sucks videos, and that'll be the only video on their channel, and they'll have 90,000 views. You telling me if you did a video saying, first look at NFL 2K13, and then you spoke your mind or something like that? See, some people like to spam anyway. Why don't you just do spam videos or whatever and just straight put it out? Just saying like, look, I'm sorry to spam, but look, just check this video out. Pay attention to what I gotta say for a minute. I want this game to come back and everything. Like, you have to speak your mind. You have to press the method. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to press the method, then don't get mad when you want a 2K football game, but this is all that's happening. It's $4.92. So, you know, I'm gonna end it on that note, but use logic and use common sense. Blaming Sim Standard because you're mad that we got a good impression of Madden 13 or whatever your reason may be for being upset with us. I mean, I'm sorry you feel that. I'm sorry you feel the way you feel, but you're entitled to your own thought. But we stress the importance of you to play the game yourself. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, and honestly, I'm gonna end it with this. When Madden 12 removed suction from the game, and I seen how people reacted to that, that let me know right there. That was a clear indicator of what was going to come. Because as soon as especially when the Sim Standard, especially when we started acknowledging that, as soon as we did that, I already knew that was going to be the turn for the worse. I knew people were going to start wilding out. And they weren't going to know what to do with themselves once these guys honestly started making decent efforts to fix the game. And now that they are, you got people going buck wild and crazy. And and I just want to end it with this last statement right here. To add a little bit of logical sense. If you get a game by way of a subscription to a magazine, it still counts as a sale to that company. Meaning that when Sports Illustrated does their offer, you know, which more than likely they'll do in terms of getting Madden 13, if you get the subscription from them, you're contributing towards the sale of Madden. So just bear that in mind for those that, you know, think that you're getting over on something. You're technically not. So when you look at the sales numbers and it says Madden sold X amount of copies, you're going to be in that number. So, okay, just a little bit of food for thought. Just bear that in mind. All right, but all right, guys. Like I said, this is going to be in the description. Like I said, common sense, man. I mean, get this to this right here. All right, you guys. Take it easy. Peace.